Bull trout are a threatened species known for their aggression, and in my opinion, they're some of the coolest fish on earth. After catching my first 2 bull trout on day 1, the focus changed to trying to find a slightly larger fish. Don't get me wrong, I was thrilled with the fish I had caught, but according to the US Fish and Wildlife Service, the average size of a bull trout is around 25 inches, something I hadn't cracked on day 1. So I did something I thought most people hadn't done, and I brought a musky rod out with the intention of throwing overly large flies for some overly large fish. Alright guys, we got this big musky fly on. I know this is the fly I caught my first ever musky on. It was tied by either Bo or Nate Reese. Both of them are kind of work with Nate's fly shop, but caught my first musky on this fly. But it actually looks perfectly like a whitefish. So I'm gonna sling this thing around for a little bit on my musky rod, which is a 10 weight, and just try to get movement from a really big fish. Like at this point, I'm kind of going bigger going home, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Like I think this is how I'm gonna catch the big fish if I'm going to. Big water, big streamers. It's the name of the game, dude. Big water, big streamers. All right, guys, so I lost my first ever musky fly like a true champion. Oh, are you kidding me? Stuck. So now I've got another fly on. Another musky fly. I've realized that a lot of my musky flies that were made to look like suckers and chubs look also a lot like whitefish. It'll be the same thing, generally. So hopefully that means I can convince some bull trout to eat these flies too. We'll see. So the forecast for day 2 called for overcast and lots of rain. And rain it did. I didn't stay dry for long, standing in thigh-deep water throwing streamers in the pouring rain. But William and I figured this rain would surely bring the bull trout out. Having fished for brown trout and muskie, this was the type of weather I lived for, when the knowledge of the impending fish catch drives you beyond what would normally be your breaking point. But one thing we didn't account for was muddy water, something we thought wouldn't be an issue on this particular river. Alright guys, so I don't know how well you guys can see up the other side of this river now is muddy. There's a trib coming in right up here that is just kicking out muddy water like its job depends on it. So Will's gonna set up a nymph rod because we've moved 1 bull trout and it was little. Will moved it. I haven't even seen a single fish. So we're gonna try to nymph some of this stuff just briefly. I'm just on a streamer here for a second while he's getting the stuff ready. But we want to try and nymph some of this stuff for a second, just see what happens. But we don't know much about bull trout, but from what we understand, bull trout do not like, they don't like muddy water. So we're gonna assume that that's true and stay above where this mud comes in and kind of work back up the river. Even though that wasn't necessarily our original plan. Plans change, so we're gonna try that. But I wanted to swing this for a second, just see what happens first. But before we get too far into this video, I'd like to say this video is sponsored by Trout Routes. Trout Routes is the most comprehensive mapping app for trout anglers with over 50,000 trout streams, 350,000 access points, public land maps, and more. Basically, it's an app that deserves a spot in every angler's toolkit. On this trip, I used Trout Routes a ton, mostly to download maps since we didn't have service and mark areas we had seen bull trout so we could more easily access them later on. It's become an app that I use more and more with each trip, whether it's using it to find new streams, check water gauges, or find local fly shops, it's got everything. So check out Trout Routes today and get 20% off your first year using code Hardman24. Visit troutroutes.com to learn more and download Trout Routes for free in the App Store today. Now let's see if Will can't get on a bull trout with his nips. Alright guys, so sorry the camera is wet. Oh. Yeah. I don't know what to do or what to tell you guys other than the camera's wet, but we'll put on an nymph rig. He already caught a white fish and a red band, so we're gonna try to get one on camera here. Yeah. Here, hand me the rod, hand me the rod.
It's spinning. It keeps spinning. No.
I'll hold it real gently. I was wondering where the flies went after that cast. Riveting content. It's so funny because when I wasn't recording, you caught 2 fish back to back. Since I've hit the record button, you've had no fish eat and you've gotten a tangle. It's the curse of the fish don't want to be seen. After a full morning of failure, we decided to go back to what had brought us success on the first day of fishing, and a last-ditch effort to salvage our day. Alright guys, so I've switched back to my regular trout streamer rod, mostly because I just don't want to carry that musky rod anymore, and I didn't see a single fish on it the whole time anyways. I caught 2 fish on this yesterday, so let's not question why things are happening. Let's just do it and have fun with it. So we're gonna run up the stretch of river with our streamers. And if this doesn't work, we'll probably nymph it the rest of the day, I'll be honest with you. But we'll see. I had one hit. Really? Yeah, it wasn't very big. I was swinging it. I'm just going to be honest with you, we never salvaged our day. As it got later, the water started to change color and the bright blue water of the previous day faded from existence. Without any real knowledge of how bull trout would react to the dirty water, our confidence quickly depleted. And after 8 hours without a single fish other than a whitefish and red band William had caught earlier, we called it a day. After our previous failure on day 2, we devised a plan we thought was foolproof. We were going to nymph just to catch fish, because to be honest at this point I wanted to catch a whitefish and a red band trout anyway, both species I had never caught. But another part of our plan was to visit a local fly shop when they opened and ask them how on earth to catch a fish. We had the gear, but neither of us had enough knowledge on the area to know exactly what flies the fish would be likely to take. We had read about how bull trout could be caught on nymphs as well, and considering the streamer game seemed to be totally dead, we didn't have another option. So that's exactly what we did. We fished for a few hours in the morning, went to the fly shop, got some flies and some amazing information, and hit the river again. And that ended up completely changing the trajectory of our trip. Take it from me, everybody should go visit and support your local fly shops. I'm just gonna go straight right here. You can go up there if you want. That did not work, but I'll let it roll. Oh my gosh, was that a fish? I think it's just bouncing bottom, I'll be honest. I don't know. Anything's possible if you believe, dude.
I'm sure the bull trout spot is also like at the back. Probably not here. Oh well. Give me a big ass red band. It's one.
Yeah! I think it's a red band, maybe?
Whitefish.
Whitefish? New species! New species! Chill, but no, it's a bull trout. Yes. Stop, dude. Well, I can't really. Here you go. It is a bull trout, isn't it?
Yeah.
Baby bull. He ate the October caddis, dude. Let's go, dude. I can't believe that.
Damn, here. Well, you get to deal with it.
Yeah, I'll deal with it. Go ahead.
Where do you eat right there?
Yeah, right behind. Like, remember when you saw that thing and you're like, "Is that a bite?"
Yeah.
I set the hook on it this time, and I caught that fish. So it was really close to you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not quite as big as those other bulls I caught, but look at that. That is a local. Chill, buddy. Pretty little bully.
I got stuck. I'm probably gonna break off.
Look at that, folks. That's awesome. Thanks, buddy. Rainy day bull trout, baby. Now I also know what a bite looks like, which is nice. Got another one. Surely this isn't a bull trout too. No, this is a whitefish. Whoa! Whoa! Bull trout and whitefish. Never caught a whitefish, ladies and gentlemen. But this is actually what the bull trout are trying to eat. The big ones do, at least. It's like a chub sucker type thing. Thanks, buddy. Well, if I can catch a red band, I'll have 2 species that I've never caught before.
3.
Yeah, 3 in one trip is crazy.
You still haven't even hit like the top.
I know. I think we're gonna catch a lot right in here. Or I'm hoping so. Like, I'm just hitting the very back end, you know? Like those fish came out of just like the back end of this stuff. Oh, that was a fish. I just completely missed it. That's on me, boys.
I was gonna say the ice bath feels nice though, because our legs are all full.
That is true. It's not the worst feeling ever. Oh, sometimes I'm some of these bites are they gotta be bites. Maybe not though. Nah, surely not.
It's weird because this fish sticks out and I can see it in the water, but I don't want to catch it though.
I don't understand how I caught a bull trout there. It's not, I mean, I literally got stuck and walked across it and it was like knee deep. So yeah, that's interesting.
Oh God.
There we go.
What is it?
I don't know. Stop, dude. Jeez. It's fighting like it owns the place.
Oh,
It's a brown trout.
no way.
Yes, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to drown.
I think it is. Yeah, it's a brown trout.
No way.
Yes, dude, look.
Look at this guy. Look at a nice one too.
Can you believe that?
What? That's crazy looking. All right, well, you have fun with that.
Chill. Brown trout. Non-native species. We heard rumors they were in the river, but didn't think we'd actually catch one. People are probably gonna yell at me for not keeping that fish, but whatever. It is what it is. Finally, we had found fish. Granted, nothing was very large and we were freezing to death, but just catching fish after a full day of nothing was welcome. There was only one last fish I wanted to catch, and that was a red band. After getting my rain jacket, I continued fishing, and finally, after some time, I had one eat. And what transpired afterwards was arguably one of the coolest moments I've ever had fishing.
Quite impressed though at the ability of the fish that
Yeah.
that's actually pretty cool. Is that a fish?
I don't know, I wasn't looking. And I was like, wait, why is it heavy? And then I was like, oh, okay, well, guess we'll never know.
Fish this one a little bit closer. It's stuck on it.
Yeah, get stuck on the same tree I got stuck on.
Nope, I'm gonna get stuck on it 40 inch closer. If it happens, I think I might, I don't know. It's not going. None of it. What are we out here for? We're out here for fun. So we're not using our screen.
Oh!
Red band. Full trout?
I don't know.
Red band.
What is it doing? It's a red band.
He's jumping.
Oh, bull trout's trying to eat it. Bull trout's trying to eat it. Bull trout's trying to eat it.
Where? Big?
Yes, dude, he's trying to eat it. Still trying to eat it.
How big?
Dude, look, it's right here. It's still trying to eat it.
Wait, leave it in there. Full trout? He's still there?
Big bull trout. I don't know where it went. It's gone.
Oh my god.
Dude, like a 30-inch bull trout. Swear on my life.
Oh my god.
Well, I caught the red band.
Here, wait, take this. It could just be sitting anywhere right here. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah. Dude, that was crazy. Could you see it at all?
I saw it, like, part of its body.
Dude, I'm just sitting there, I'm looking, and all of a sudden this gigantic bull trout comes out, and he's like swirling on. He followed it for a minute too. That may not be super crazy to people who live in bull trout country, but to me it was like watching a fairy tale unfold. A story I had heard many times before about these insanely predatory fish had actually happened to me, and it was a huge bull trout, which gave me an idea. Yeah, we were catching fish on nymphs, but clearly that big guy wanted a full meal. So after we returned to the car, I grabbed my streamer rod for one last chance at a big bull trout. Alright guys, so it has absolutely started dumping the rain. I mean, we'll say it changed sections a little bit. Actually, it's the same section, but changed sides of the river because there's a bunch of people on the other side of the river now. And we just didn't want to fight people. But we're gonna go down maybe to the same run that I was catching all those fish out of and fish it from a different angle. The conditions are absolutely miserable. It's like 45 degrees and just dumping rain. So we'll see what happens. Bacon, boys. Oh God. Yay! It's a good one, dude. I think he's stuck on something. You can get him there. Yeah, baby! Woo! Look at that thing, dude! Dude. If you want to go fish, you can do it. I don't care. I know you're biting at the bit to chomping at the bit to get one. Oh, thanks for netting it for me though, dude. I didn't know how far away you were. I just had to scream. Oh. 21.5 inches, so it's probably an inch or so bigger than that other fish I caught, or one of the other bull trout I caught. Actually, I've caught 3. That's my 4th bull trout, but that was a good one. Ate a streamer behind a log jam. I mean, it truly does not get any better than that, and I'm just blessed to have even caught that fish, to be honest with you, because Will was nowhere near me, and he has the net. And for those of you that are going to leave comments and be like, oh, if you be a man, net your own fish. I flew out here, and I didn't have room to have a net that would have been big enough for a bull trout, so I had to rely on Will to have the net. And shouts out to him for running back here and netting the fish for me. And just shouts out to Will in general, because if it weren't for Will, I wouldn't be doing this trip. So I'm going to put the camera away before it gets too wet, and maybe swing another streamer or 2 in these pockets, and then go see what Will's doing. After a full 2 days of fishing, I had finally netted another nice bull trout. And at 21.5 inches, it was my biggest of the trip. This fish felt incredibly lucky because a lot of things had to fall into place for it to happen. And just based on the previous day of fishing, it seemed very unlikely. But this is a great lesson in never giving up and using the resources you have at your disposal to make sure the trip is successful. That means reading everything you can, going to fly shops, and paying attention to things that are happening while you're fishing. Overall, this was an incredible 3-day fishing trip and my favorite of the year so far. The country was wild, the fishing was awesome, and the company was great. I will 100% be going after bull trout again this year, maybe more than once if I have my way. If you guys have any suggestions on where you'd like to see me fish, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.